Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Mykul. Mykul is from Kentucky in the USA. So let's see what Mykul has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Mykul. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so
Woke
much
up.
for taking the time today for the interview. I can see that you've been working today or last night.
Yeah, we were up till 3 something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. So tell me,
Nice.
where you're from, Mykul?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, in the U.S.
I see. And what's the best part of living there?
What it's like? So we're actually for Kentucky. So Kentucky is a very conservative state, but where I live in Louisville, we're actually very progressive,
Mhm.
and we have a really big gay scene there, and we're very famous for the Kentucky Derby, which is horse racing, and for bourbon, because apparently a bunch of bourbon is made here as well, or there. I'm in North Carolina right now, so yeah.
I see. Actually, I had
So,
a
so
few guests.
it's nice.
I had a few guests on the show, actually from Kentucky, and there was, I think, if I'm not sure, there are so many people, but I'm not sure. Actually, I had two people, one from the place where you come from. So,
Oh yeah, from
and
Louisville.
yeah, and so tell me a little bit about your career. I believe you're a performer, yeah?
Yeah, so I've been doing entertainment since I was like, let's say 19. I'm 35 now. But I was always an entertainer. I was a gymnast and a cheerleader, and that's basically what you do is you entertain. So it kind of came natural. So I started entertaining, and then I kind of got pushed into like doing like drag shows. But obviously, as a boy, I don't perform as a girl. And then I got pushed into doing pageantry, which is male pageantry, and then I won a bunch of titles, and so now this is all I do. So now I travel and do shows every weekend. It's fun. It's great. You get to see the world for free. Like, it's nice.
Amazing. And so tell me a little bit about your shows right now. Are you performing like in different venues or is it a special show?
Yeah. So last night here in North Carolina, we did a ladies' night. So basically, it was like, I hate referencing this, but Magic Mike. It was very that, like, we do choreographed numbers, and then we had solo numbers. I was the solo act, so I did my own numbers. And normally I just go in and perform at clubs, and we're in drag shows, and then I do a number just like a drag queen, collect money and that kind of stuff. But sometimes we'll do like what we did last night, where we do events where we actually do like choreographed productions and stuff like that. That's rare though. It was cool.
You travel every weekend for that? Mostly weekends?
Yes. Most weekends, yeah. If I'm not traveling, I have a bar in Kentucky where I work. It's called Play. It's huge. We're one of the biggest gay bars in the Midwest. It's amazing. So I work there every weekend, and the money's amazing, and the people are great. It's a good show. We have a really good show.
Amazing. All right.
Yeah.
So through the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career and also your point of views. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yeah, let's go.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, okay? Random fun questions. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Okay? Let's do it.
Okay.
I think to myself, my goodness, I'm so brave to be dancing in front of a professional dancer. I'm so brave. Please don't judge, okay?
You're great. You are great.
Okay, Mykul. So during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Oh, fine. Okay.
Okay, first question for you is, what are 3 fun facts about yourself?
3 fun facts. I'm left-handed. So a lot of people don't know that. I love like Pokemon, anime, video games. I love doing that kind of stuff, which is apparently people don't believe that when I tell them, but I love to sit at home and play video games and watch my cartoons. And I love to eat, but I like eating fast food. I'm addicted to fast food, which is not good.
How can you
Like,
manage to have body like that and eating fast food.
I work out a lot, but I hate like cooking, so I like to go and get fast food. That sounds bad, but yeah.
Every day or just a few days?
No, I mean I try to eat at home, but I like crave like like McDonald's or pizza or something. Like I need to go get a cheeseburger. Chicken and rice just isn't doing it.
Next question, let's do it.
Come on, dancer.
Yes, I'm trying. I'm nervous in front of you now. Next question for you is, if you could go back in time in one moment or memory in your life, what that would be and why?
So this kind of like goes with one of my biggest regrets. So I would go back to when I was in high school. I was a cheerleader, a competitive cheerleader in high school, and I was at a cheerleading competition, and the cheerleading coach of Hawaii Pacific University, which a college in Hawaii, came up to me and he handed me an invitation. He's like, "I want you on my cheerleading squad. Here's an invitation to come." And I said, "Okay." And I applied to college out there, and I got accepted, or to university, I think is what you all call it, right? I applied and I got accepted and stuff, but I chickened out. And I kind of regret that now. Like I'd wish that I had gone to Hawaii just to see kind of what my life would be like right now. So if I could go back in time, I would tell myself, like, take that opportunity and go. Just because I was a mama's boy. I grew up on a farm. Mama's boy, only child. I grew up in a small town. So like moving to, the other side of the country was just like a scary thing to me. And so I bailed and ended up going to college in Louisville, where I live, which was still great, of course. Mm-hmm. But just still, I would just wish I hadn't have skipped that opportunity just to see where my life would be like now.
But the reason you didn't go is because you are too close to your family and you never thought about living on your own so far.
Yeah, like, again, I was raised only child, so everything was always given to me. That sounds bad. I was spoiled. And the thought of like just going out and being on my own just was scary. I don't think I was ever prepared for life on my own until I got into my 20s. And so I was just too scared to go, honestly. And I just wish I had.
Just didn't mean to be.
Yeah, it's, everything happens for a reason, I guess.
Absolutely. Maybe if you tried or if you were there, you know what I mean? Maybe it wouldn't work out somehow, or maybe you wouldn't find your way. So, but I understand your points. We have those moments in our life, like, I wish I had taken this opportunity or change. But it's all of us. We have those, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I probably would have gotten eaten by a shark. I don't know.
You never know. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you never know.
Next question. Before the next question, Mykul, tell me, how was growing up as a gay boy back in Kentucky?
So I hate telling the story because like I didn't have a hard childhood. I came out as gay when I was 14, actually. And I mean, like I said, Louisville's pretty progressive and my parents are really cool. So I didn't really have any issues. I wasn't bullied in high school. I was kind of popular. I always had good friends. I don't know. I never really had any problems. I guess I just got lucky in the sense of where I grew up. But I know not everyone had that luxury. There's, some people in Kentucky grew up in like backwoods towns and stuff where they were discriminated against because of their sexuality and stuff. And I've heard horror stories, and I'm so glad that I'm so thankful that I had such an amazing supportive family and I had great friends growing up. I was just one of the lucky ones, I guess.
Sure. And the day when you came out, did something happen, or you just felt like, you know what, I'm just gonna be my true self from now on?
So I'd always known as a kid that I was, different. I think we all did. And I mean, I grew up like all women. Like I had a father figure, but not really. And so I was always around a lot of women and stuff. So I just thought that I was just kind of adopting their mannerisms and acting like them by liking boys. And then I got in high school and I went to an all-male high school at first. And we would join with female high schools because I did theater. We would join with female high schools to do theater. And we would I was hanging out with them or something, and the older kids were all like, "Oh, I'm bisexual, I'm gay, I'm this," and I was like, "What is all this?" And so then that's when I discovered, oh, I am gay and it's normal. Okay. And that's how I like kind of realized that I was gay. And then that's when I told my family and stuff.
All right. Next question for you is, what do you like the most about yourself?
About myself. That's a tough one. I like that I'm a people person. Like I can walk into a room and make friends with anybody. I can carry on a conversation with anybody. And I learned that from like my job, like what I do, like you have to be able to go and talk to people and stuff like that. And a lot of people can't do that. They're too scared or too shy or intimidated. And that's just not who I am. I love being able to just make a friend, just anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. You know, I would never judge anyone by how they look or anything like that. I just go and talk to them. I think that's one of my redeeming qualities.
And the flip side, something that you think that maybe could improve or maybe you could change about yourself or in yourself?
I'm pretty insecure. I think being gay, you know, we have this whole like body dysmorphia and this thing of how we think we need to look and how we need to be. And I feel like I catch myself doing that a lot. Like, oh, I need to do this. I need to be this person. I need to look better. I need to do this. And I hate that. I should just be happy with who I am and how I look and stuff. And I just can't do it. But I think that's what I would change, is just be more accepting of myself, be happy with myself.
Do you think day by day you feel more confident about that or more comfortable regarding that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I go and then I get my face done. You know, then I go to the gym and get a pump, and I'm like, okay, I'm happy again. You know, I'll go to the training bed. But it's just all physical attributes, is what it is. I think just because of my job and being gay. You know, I saw a meme going around, and it said my gay toxic trait is thinking that my problems will be solved by getting hotter, and I feel like that's kind of how I think.
I see. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Mykul from Kentucky. Next question for you is, tell us about your earliest memory in life.
Earliest memory in life. I think my earliest memory would be when I never met my biological father. I still haven't. And I had a dad that raised me. And the first thing I remember is walking into the house that I grew up in for a while, and meeting him for the first time. But that house was also haunted. So I remember that too. But there was like a little ghost in the house. And I remember that. But I guess meeting my father for the first time, but not my real father, my father that raised me. I think that's my earliest memory. I was 3. I think I was 3. Yeah.
Wow. So you never met your biological father, or you met but you don't remember?
No, I never met him. He had the opportunity to meet me once, but he never wanted to. And I was like, fine, bye.
Okay. Do you think one thing happened?
I don't really know. So apparently whenever my mother got pregnant with me, my biological father asked her to marry him. And she said no, because she had just gotten out of a very abusive marriage. And so she wasn't ready yet. And so when she told him no, he left her. So like the next day, like was with someone else. I was like, that's shady.
Wow.
That's the way it was. I don't know what that's what really happened, but that's what I was always told. So I never.
She was pregnant of you. She was pregnant at the time then.
Yeah, I think just recently found out. And then when my parents, with my dad that raised me and her, got a divorce, she asked him if he wanted to meet me, and he said no. So, and I actually have like brothers, like biological brothers and sisters that I've never met. And actually, one of them lived in the same city I lived in and worked at the bank. So I could have just like went up there and been like, "Hey, I'm your brother." But I thought that would have been kind of awkward.
It's something that you wish to meet him one day, Mykul?
No, I don't care. I mean, I would like to know, like, for health reasons. like
Yeah.
what runs in my family and stuff. But then he was adopted, so
Uh,
who knows? So I don't know, like cancer runs in my family or whatever. So
yeah,
yeah.
we have those things in our family life as well. And I'm glad we're sharing that, because I'm sure a lot of people watch the interview right now. Maybe they have the same situation as you, or maybe they went through that, and just listen to someone talking so open about it. And I can see how comfortable you are talking about it. Encourage some people, maybe help some people to see that not alone out there. There's so many people maybe facing the same situation, and it's
Yeah,
normal.
I've
It's
actually
normal. Yeah.
right. I've done a bunch of these like interviews and stuff, and I've actually never talked about that. So this is the first time I've actually spoken about that.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Next question. Let's do it.
Okay, more dancing.
Okay, next question for you is, if you could be a character in a movie, who that would be and why?
Superman.
Of
Who wouldn't want
course.
to be Superman? Of course. Henry Cavill, to be more exact. Of course. um, I like what Superman stands for as a person, like truth, justice, and the pursuit of happiness. I don't think that's him, but just being a good person, saving people, being an alien and outcast, but still manage to save the world. Like I want to be Superman. So I go to the gym so I can look like Superman.
Look at that. When you watch Superman movies, do you prefer the old style or the new ones, the more modern movies?
I like the modern ones. I mean, only because of like the graphics and stuff are better. And I like Henry Cavill as Superman, even though he's not anymore. But they ruin that, but it's fine. But I like him. Yeah. I mean, I prefer Marvel. I like Marvel, but DC, I like Superman.
Okay, because you like him so much, I'm going to ask you to answer the next question with your best British accent, okay?
Oh, God. Okay.
Next question, let's do it. Before the next question, tell me what's the best part of being a performer? What's the best joy of it when you're on stage? What's the biggest joy of it? And also the flip side, what's the most challenging part?
God, you're gonna kill me with my accent. Okay. Okay, the best part of being an entertainer, I would say, is being an inspiration to young children. So one time I was performing in Nashville, and I lived in Australia, so I always get like the accents mixed up. So one time I was performing in Tennessee, and I had taken a tip from a kid because we were at a pride event, so there was children there, and I had taken money, and their mother caught a picture of me taking the money from him. And then she wrote me on Facebook, and she wrote me the sweetest message, and I was in tears because I wasn't expecting it. And she was saying that, actually, you know what? I can actually read it to you because I saved it. Because it was the sweetest thing ever.
In Australia? That was in Australia?
No, this was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So bad. So there was a child there, and he had I can't do the accent. I just feel dumb.
Okay, you can. It's fine. I will just teasing you.
Okay, so here's the mess. So this was the picture. Let me zoom in. Hang on. All right. So this was the picture of me tipping the little boy tipping me and kissing him on the hand.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Adorable.
Yeah.
And his mother wrote me and said, I know you're incredibly busy with Pride Weekend, and I hope you're having a fantastic birthday week. My birthday is in June. I just wanted to say, take a moment to say, thank you for what you do and for your interaction with my son today. He has not stopped talking about you for the past few hours and how he wants to start gymnastics and be beautiful like you. For the mom of a little boy with a big rainbow heart in a small backwards Tennessee town, this meant a whole lot today. Thank you again. And I think that was the sweetest thing ever. And I was like reading it and I was just crying. I was like, oh my God. So
I wish I could see my arms right now. I'm all goosebump around. It's amazing.
So yeah, she wrote me that and I was just like, this is what I do. Like, just to be an inspiration to children, an inspiration to up and coming entertainers, just to be someone people can look up to. That's why I enjoy doing this. Now, the flip side is it makes I mean, first of all, I have to deal with drunk people. You know, they get grabby and handsy and stuff, which was fine. I can deal with that. It just gets annoying. But also, like, having a relationship, it makes it hard um, to find someone who's cool with, you know, someone who's in the spotlight, someone who gets a lot of attention, who dances on stage half naked. You know, a lot of people aren't cool with that. So it makes it really hard, and they get jealous and things like that. So that's one thing that suffers in my personal life, I guess. But in just like the career, it's mostly just dealing with the drunks, and then the people that, you know, you always have people who don't understand what you do, and they'll criticize you for what you do. And I mean, who cares? You always have haters, right? But like that just, it kind of damages, like, I'm just here having fun, trying to make a dollar. Like, this is just what I do. Like, you don't need to criticize me. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch, you know? I think that's the negatives of it, but the positives outweigh it, most definitely.
And I think when you receive those comments from children like this one, I think it just cover up all those negativity, because that's what matters, isn't it? It just like gives
Exactly.
this strength for you to carry on, because those genuine compliments from children, it means a lot because they mean it.
Exactly. No filter.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing.
Of course.
Okay, next question for you is, which question would you like to be asked?
What question would I like to be asked?
Yeah.
Gosh. I would probably, what is your advice for up and coming entertainers?
And what that would be, your answer?
My advice would be, first of all, don't do it. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say focus on your personal life first. A lot of people will get into this business, they'll do pageantry, and they'll spend thousands of dollars on, you know, outfits, garments, things like that, and they won't be able to pay rent, or they'll be sleeping on someone's couch, and they won't have a real job. Like, that's not what this is. Like, this is a hobby. You need to have your personal life planned out. You need to have a job, a daytime job. Use, if you want to do entertainment drag or male drag, if that's what you want to do, then you need to take that money and keep the money that you make when you do entertain, and keep it and put it towards your drag. But don't lose yourself into the drag world because you feel like a star briefly. Like, you need to focus on yourself, have your life together, do drag as a hobby on the side. I'm one of the fortunate ones that I'm on cast somewhere so that I can actually do this for a living and pay all my bills and stuff like that. But a lot of people, there aren't a lot of places where you can do that. And also, I would tell them, listen to your elders. So I've noticed a lot with this generation coming up is that they don't like to listen. And I get it. I was that way too. Like, I thought I knew everything when I was a kid. Well, in my 20s, I was like, you can't tell me nothing. I know everything. And that obviously was not the case. But right. I didn't know. So I would tell them, you know, listen to your elders. Like, yes, take everything they say with a grain of salt, but they know what you're talking about. They've been through this. They've already done this. They know. And I experienced that a lot with like my drag children. They're younger in their 20s, and I tell them, I'm like, don't do this. This is going to happen. Don't do it. And I'm always right because I've done it. Like, I know. And I mean that more in a sense like their personal life as opposed to their drag life. Like, they listen to me when it comes to drag, but like in their personal life, I'm like, you know, I've been this age, you know, I never did the drugs, but I've been around the drugs and stuff. So just don't do it. Don't do it. And they still do, but whatever.
And
but they listen.
I had a lovely guy on the show who he does drag as well, and he said it's very expensive to do drag, and people, they don't know that. And he was explaining that you need to kind of balance, and as you said, have a daytime job where you can save some money, you can kind of cooperate at the same time, because it's an expensive career as well.
Yeah, I have costumes. Everyone costume at $1,000. Like, just the costumes are crazy. I mean, I'm a boy. Drag queens pay thousands of dollars for just evening gowns, you know, like, it's insane. And they could buy a house.
Wow. And do you still do drag, Mykul? Do you still do drag sometimes, or do you have like a schedule that you do a few times? How does it work for you?
No, so I do it every weekend.
I do every weekend.
Yeah, every weekend I perform because I'm on cast. at a bar. So I'm
I,
perform every weekend unless I'm traveling, which like right now.
I
Um,
see. I see.
yeah.
And you are so tell me a little bit about your show as a drag. How what people expect? What's what's something different about your show that people cannot find anywhere else?
So I was so I'm a male entertainer, so I perform as a boy. I have costumes. I have a bunch of like fun costumes, of course. All obviously naked, so I show off the body and stuff. But I was a gymnast and a dancer, so a lot of my act incorporates flips. I do a lot of flipping and splits and dance and stuff, and a lot of
I
yeah, a
saw
lot
it.
of yeah, you've seen. So that's a lot of my whole thing is like the tumbling aspect and stuff like that. And also I'm an aerialist, so I can do like silks in the air and stuff like that. But I don't get to do that a lot, but some venues I can do it, and I'll do that there. And it's great, but I can't like collect money while I'm in the air, so I have to like put down a hat and like put the money in the hat. But yeah, so I definitely do something different than most male entertainers, and I think that's what's helped me a lot in my career and the success of my career, I should say.
Amazing. Okay, 3 questions left for you. Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question for you is, what's the biggest prize you ever won?
The biggest prize that meant the most to me, or just in general?
Either way.
Okay. Well, one actually was when I was a cheerleader. I won the cheerleading worlds, which is like the best thing you could ever win. So we won that. We won actually five years consecutively when I cheered. So that was like a huge deal for my life back then. And then when I got into the pageantry world, I won Mr. Continental, which is one of the biggest pageants that you can win in this world, I guess, in the male entertainment world, Mr. Continental. And then I also won Mr. Entertainer of the Year, which actually meant a lot to me just because it's where I started. Where I lived in Louisville is actually where it was held every year. And so growing up in that bar scene, that was kind of like all I knew was Entertainer of the Year. And so I'd always go watch and stuff. And the people that I worked with, the queens that I worked with, always talked about how big of a deal it was to win Entertainer of the Year. And then finally I won. So that meant a lot to me because it was like my home. That was the first national that I won. And then after that, I won Continental. And then after that, recently, last year, I had won All-American Gent, which it also meant a lot to me just because the people involved, I felt like a family, honestly. Like they always talk about how like pageantry and when you win, you're part of a family. And I had really never experienced that until I did All-American Gent and won. I actually felt like I was part of a family. It was probably the best experience that I had as a title holder. And obviously I traveled and stuff, of course, and that's exhausting and stressful, but it was always fun because, you know, they treated you so well. The promoters treated you so well. And I literally felt like I was part of a family. And that was my favorite thing about that system. So that was like, you know, a couple of things, big things that I won, but they were all very special to me.
And I believe that having a supportive family as a young child, they still support you a lot through your career.
Oh yeah, my parents come to my shows. They've been to my pageants.
Wow.
They were there when I won Gent. They were there when I won Entertainer of the Year. They were there when I stepped down from Mr. Continental because it was in Chicago, which is like a 5-hour drive. So yeah, my parents are super supportive. They're great. Yeah.
2 questions left for you. Let's do it. But before the next question, tell me in your opinion, what's the biggest misconception that people has from gay performers?
Biggest that we're all strippers, we're all prostitutes. They think they can just buy us and for sex, and that's definitely not the case. Like, I don't need your money, I'm good. I'm not desperate. That's a huge misconception. They treat us like prostitutes, and they do that to the drag queens as well, or the trans women that perform. They do it to them as well. And I notice a lot of swingers, which nothing wrong with that, but a lot of them do come to the clubs and they try to take us home. And I just find that strange. I mean, which is fine if you're into that, no judgment, of course, but
Yeah.
I am not. And they always come to the bar and they try to do something like we're just sex objects. And I'm like, no, this is just a job. We're just actors, basically. So definitely not. So yeah, they think we're prostitutes.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question for you is: as a child, have you ever stole anything, and how did it happen?
Stole? God, I don't know. I never stole because everything was always given to me. Um, I think through my rebellious age, I think I did take something from Walmart. And my friend and I would go to like the underwear section because there's no cameras in the underwear section, and I think we like stole cologne one time or something. I don't know, it was something stupid. Now that I look back, I'm like, oh my god, why did we do that? But yeah, I think that's what, like cologne and like a shirt or something. I don't know, something stupid.
I
God.
think I think all of us, when you are a child, it's prohibited, and you feel so tempted to take. You don't need it, but you just feel tempted somehow. As you said,
Exactly.
you just feel like hiding or taking for some reason. Very stupid. All of us, we have that for sure.
Oh yeah. God. Now that I look back at it, I'm like, God, I was an idiot.
Ready for the last one?
Okay.
Do it. Last question. But before the last question, Mykul, tell me if you could perform in a place or maybe collaborate with like a superstar or touring with someone, like let's say anyone, if you have this opportunity to do that, which one would be and why?
I mean, who wouldn't want to be with Beyonce? Like, come on. I like to think I am Beyonce. Um, Obviously, Beyonce would be my first choice, but I think I would like to be with Sam Smith. And honestly, I mean, I think he's phenomenally talented, of course. And I love that he is now coming out into his own because he identifies as non-binary now, I believe.
Yeah.
And he is like just living his authentic life, just wearing whatever the crap he wants, and people are just hating on him, and he's just living it, and I love it. I always see people like post stuff about him on Facebook and stuff, always seeing negative things, and I'm like, just he's got more money than you do. Like, he ain't worried about you. He's famous, and you're sitting at home trolling on your computer. Like, go home. Like, I think he is just phenomenal, and I would love to meet and tour with him and stuff, and just hang out with him. I think he'd be a great time.
Top three favorite songs of Beyonce in your opinion?
Beyonce.
Yeah.
My favorite one is probably 1+1, which is, I mean, it's a slow song, but I don't know. I just like the meaning behind it, I guess. That one, and then Countdown is one of my favorites as well. Old school Beyonce. And then I really like Thick on her new album because it's about me because I'm thick, or at least I think I am. That's a fun one. I like to dance to. Yeah.
Okay. Last question for you is: where is the most exotic place have you ever been?
Most exotic. Well, I lived in Australia. I don't know if that's exotic though. But I did live in Australia, so that was pretty exotic, I guess, if you're from Kentucky. I lived in Brisbane, so that was kind of cool. I've been to Mexico, so I went into the jungles in Mexico. We went ziplining through Mexico. That was pretty exotic, I guess. I've been to Puerto Rico, which isn't really exotic, but we did go like in the jungles there and stuff. And then in Hawaii as well. I went there for a pageant, and we went into the waterfalls, and we went up into the mountains and stuff in Hawaii. It was beautiful. Those are probably the most exotic places I've been.
When you lived in Australia, was because of your career?
Yeah, I was there for cheerleading, actually. I was there coaching cheerleading. They needed American coaches because cheerleading in foreign countries is a little bit behind us. Competitive cheerleading. It's a little bit behind us. I think now they're more caught up, but then, this was years ago, they were like, we want to bring in American coaches to help us, get better, step up our game with the choreography and the skills. And my friend lived there, she had married, I grew up cheerleading with her, and she had married an Australian guy and moved there with him. And she was coaching, and she was like, any of my friends want to come do this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'll do it, whatever. So yeah,
Wow.
so then like a week later, I was on a plane to Australia.
Wow. How long you were there for?
6 months.
6 months. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
So
a cheer season. So yeah.
it's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Money.
Happiness.
Family.
Happiness as well.
One word for love.
Pain.
How about life?
Stress.
Sex.
Necessary.
Politics.
Annoying.
Religion.
Occult.
Fear.
Necessary.
Friendship.
I would say necessary again, honestly.
Desire.
Desire. Longing.
Regret.
Always.
Success.
Wanted.
One word for wish.
Wish. Granted.
One word for happiness.
Rare.
Interesting. One word for the name of your town is Rushville. What's the name again of your town where you were born?
Louisville.
Oh, okay. One word for Louisville.
Home.
One word for Kentucky.
Horses. Is that weird?
USA. One word.
A mess. Mess.
One word for performer.
Career.
Okay. The last one, I'll Beyonce. One word.
Inspiration.
I thought you'd say me.
Also me, yes.
Let's pretend I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, what is the most beautiful thing about Mykul, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What your best friend would say?
My best friend? God. I think my best friend would say the most beautiful thing would be that I'm always there for him. If he ever needed me, no matter what it is, I'm always there to help him out. My best friend and we've been friends for, God, I don't even know, a bunch of years. And we were friends before, like, either of us had any money. We would still, like, he would always come with me and travel with me to my shows and stuff and come hang out, and keep me company and stuff. This was back when I still traveled more. And then now that we've gotten older, he's married. He has kids now, and he has a good job, and his husband's successful. So now they have money and stuff. And and he's of course always there for me, anything I need. So definitely would say, that we're always there for each other, and we always have been. And then what I would need to work on, I think he would probably say something about my love life, because he always reads me for it. He's like, I need to hurry up and find someone and settle down. He's like, you ain't getting any younger. He reminds me of that often. I feel like that's something he would say, that I need to figure my life out and hurry up and grow up and be an adult. I'm like, but I have fun playing pretend. So
do you feel like, let's say, the love of your life or someone special, you feel like it's closer, it's kind of coming soon, or how do you feel about that?
It'll happen when it happens. I'm not rushing it. I'm fine. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't know. But I think it will eventually. I just, I feel like I had already met the person I was supposed to marry, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it didn't really work out. But that doesn't mean that it can't happen again in the future or something. Maybe our paths will cross again, maybe not.
Absolutely. I think the fact that you are open for it is, you know what I mean? It can happen I mean, sometimes you're not expecting it, just show up like that, and you go like, "Oh my God, I was expecting that."
Yeah, and I feel like that's how it's going to be. So
I think my opinion on that is never look for it. Let it come when it comes, because if you search for it too much, it just get lost and you get a bit confused. And I think let it come naturally. I think that's the right way. I believe that maybe the right person will be always there, so you never know.
Yeah, I'm open, so whatever.
Let's play now, Michael, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, so where did you grow up, first of all?
I was born in Brazil. I grew up in Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. So, and did you live there most of your life, or?
Actually, I've been in Europe most of my life, actually, right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Almost
so,
half. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was growing up there compared to where you're growing up now and being gay and all that? How was that for you?
Right, good question. Actually, back in Brazil, when you're saying about your family being supportive about you being gay, I actually, as a child as well, I never had any kind of pressure or anything that, I never talked about. My family never approached me regarding that, but I always had the feeling that even though if I would say something or if I would mention something, they would be there for me. So I left Brazil when I was 19 years old. I was quite young. So my gay life, I started when I was living in Portugal before moving to England. And so I believe that my gay life started here in London. So I've been very fortunate and lucky because, back in Brazil, the place where I was born, it's kind of close-minded. So I think I would have some troubles maybe being myself the way I am right now. But I've been very lucky. I've been living my own since then, since I was 19. And, being London is a place that you can be your truly self. It's not like, always, like, there's always some troubles as well, like everyone else, but most of the time you can be yourself. And I feel very lucky that I can express the way I am. I can live in a city where I don't feel any let's say, worry that I can get harmed or something that can happen to me. I know it can happen some areas or some places, but overall, I feel that I'm very lucky to be myself and express the way I am without any concern or something that could hurt me. But so I think I've been regarding that, I've been very lucky. And it's good. Have you been in London before, by the way?
Yes, I've been in London. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a very progressive city, so I wouldn't think being gay was an issue there. But when did you come out?
Actually, I kind of came out to my family like not long, let's say 5-6 years, around 10 years ago. And it's a funny story because I literally sent a message to my mom on WhatsApp. I just woke up one day, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna talk about it. And I sent her a message, and I said, "Oh, Mom, are you free? Can you talk?" She was like, "Yes, I can. What's happening?" I was like, "Ouch! How are you gonna do that?" So I sent her a message. I was kind of running around. I sent her a message saying, "Mom, you know the way I am, very adventurous. I kind of went around. And she was like, I know all of that. So, but what do you mean? I'm a bit lost." And I told her, when you're born, you don't choose to be a man or a woman. And she was like, "Oh my God, of course I know that, but everything by message, yeah." And she was like, "Okay, what's going on?" So I literally put the hot potato in her hands. I told her, I said, "Look, Mom, do you have an idea what I'm talking about or not?" Her answer was the best. She literally replied to me back to me. She said, "Is about your sexuality or I'm wrong?" I took the phone straight away and I called her, and she was laughing on the floor. She was literally laughing. She was like, "I can't believe you're around. And I could see that she wanted to talk about that. And I was laughing as well. So, somehow we break the ice. But I was very surprised. I knew she would support and everything, but I couldn't. Yeah. I was expecting her to be like, have the time of her life laughing regarding the situation.
That's hilarious. That's awesome, actually.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's I've been, as you said, you've been very lucky as well to have the support. I've been the same as well. I don't remember a time of my life that I need to pretend being somebody else. Not for, of course, it's cool at the time. Sometimes you need to kind of behave yourself, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have knowledge, so sometimes you just follow the rules of the whatever, the society, whatever. But you know, I don't remember a time that I need to pretend being somebody else or to express myself in a different way to please people or to, you know, to be accepted somehow. So I've been very lucky for sure.
No, that's great.
Mm.
And of
Mykul,
course, the moms always know. The moms always know.
I was about to say, actually, they do. I think they do even better than us sometimes. I think they, you know, when
Yeah.
you're, they know their child very well and better than
Yeah.
us ourselves best sometimes, for sure.
Yeah. My grandma was like, yeah, I always knew. I'm like, damn. All right, abuelita.
Was that visible? How come?
Right. Like, it was obvious. And then I look back, I'm like, yeah, it was.
Amazing. Mykul, did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, it was great. It was great because you've asked me different questions that I normally don't get asked. So that's pretty awesome. I can't wait to share this so everybody can see.
By the way, thanks so much for being so open and so kind as well to share the lives. I think sometimes, as I mentioned before, talking about things that you know, life experience, sometimes you never know who is watching and never know how can help people out there. So thanks so much for being so open. But before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
Something that I live by. Well, two things. So I like to work out a lot. Yeah, obviously. I enjoy spending time in the gym, and there is a quote that I love, and it's, exercise should be a celebration of what your body can do and not a punishment for what you ate. And I feel like a lot of people need to realize that, because people will, you know, eat something and then they'll feel bad and like, oh, I need to go to the gym and work extra hard. And I'm like, that's not what this is about. It's about going to the gym to make yourself feel better, to make yourself feel better about yourself. If you have issues or stress or anything, that's where you go and relieve your stress. You know, that's your therapy, not punishment. And a lot of people see it as punishment, and that's why they don't like going to the gym. And I just say this because I was a personal trainer and stuff, so I saw that a lot. And you know, it's what I do. And also, my other favorite quote was actually from, have you seen the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes.
Back in the day, yeah, the Sarah Michelle Gellar. And there was a quote from it that said, the hardest thing to do in this world is to live in it. And I kind of live my life by that, because it's like, you know, life may be hard for me. I may be going through struggles right now, but for someone else, everything's worse. And I need to be grateful for what I have and what I'm doing and what's going on in my life, because it could always just be worse for me, you know, because there's always someone else that's struggling more than you. So those are my two favorite quotes to live by. Amazing. Thanks so much for sharing that. It's amazing. Cool, good luck with your performing the weekend, okay? Yeah, I have another show tonight. So okay, enjoy a lot, and we keep in touch. It was a pleasure, okay, Mike? Thanks so much. Thank you so much for asking me. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.